right. Let's see that, man. Music Soul Child in the bedroom. What's up, brother? We got to pin you, man. I hope you hang in the bedroom. There he goes, ladies and gentlemen.
No, man, I can't believe that this just happened.
Clark, what up?
Man, no. I can't believe he just did that.
Yo, 100 pair, bro? And you weren't even a teenager?
I mean, oh my God, I can't believe he did that.
Yo. Hey, you remember that day?
Yeah, because, all right, the guy who had the set, we were like he said, we were friends with his younger brother, and the thing is, we actually knew how to DJ. I didn't know that because Scratch had just moved on the block. So when he said that, I was like, well, I got turntables. And so I was like, we can go to my crib. I mean, but, you know, I used to go to the dude's house and he wouldn't let me play either. And you need to know, like, I had already played park jams and this guy wouldn't let us play. And the thing was, once I saw Scratch play, I was like, if they understood, if that guy understood what he could have done with the two young boys on the block, like he might have been uber rich, you know what I'm saying? Because we wanted to be down with him, and because he had the set, he had a big set, and we wanted to be down with him, and he didn't hear it. But from that day, me and Scratch, we became super tight, and it wasn't a trick that I learned that I didn't show him, one that he learned that he didn't show me. Like, we were determined to be a different level of DJ. So, like, me and Scratch, yes, we DJed together for our whole lives, but like, that's really my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's family. Like, his mother knows me, I know his mother, all of his brothers know me. Like, it's not like we're not friends because of turntables. We're friends because we literally lived on Union Street together.
Wow, man.
Like,
That's just amazing, man.
yeah.
Wow.
I can't believe he told that story though. You have to understand how weird it is to have a bunch of sneakers when you're a kid. So the fact that he, I mean, but we talking about the 70s. The sneaker game didn't become cool until the late 90s.
Yeah.
But so I feel crazy that he just told that story.
You were ahead. You started the curve.
You've been a sneaker king. You the original sneaker king, bro. I mean,
nah. I'm just a guy who really likes to be fresh, man.
That too, man. You also a guy that got an eye for talent. Whether it's Biggie, Jay-Z, Lady London.
Yeah, Lady. How about that?
Lady London. It was Clark Kent that called me and say, I got somebody that will body your show. Trust me. Man, you called me twice. Like, it was like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, you sure, Clark? But I never doubt you. You know, it's like, just tell me when. We'll fly her out and see what she can do. And she's amazing, man. She's amazing.
She's special. She's a special talent. And I'm glad that you got to be on the early end of it. You know what I mean? Because she's never going to forget that she came to your show, and she's never going to forget the fact that she got to have a good conversation. You got to see it from the gate. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think it was important. You were there like that with Hov too. You were there with that like that for a lot of big artists. You was there like that when Eminem was coming up. Yeah. Trust, I know, because I was in Cali while that was happening.
Clark used to come by. Clark is one of the people from, and this is some realness right here. You one of the few that we knew from New York, King Tech and me. Yeah. That was the same person that because people would come to Cali and be a certain way, and you feel a brotherhood. And then when we would get to New York, they would change and be something totally different. It was different back then. Yeah. You would have one of those few people that was Clark Kent, no matter where he was. Yeah. That's why I always have massive respect for you. No matter what you say to me, I'm always going to love you.
But you're my brother, though. But you my brother, Sway.
I mean, that's he's a very opinionated guy. You know what I mean? He might say anything, but that's
fine. But I'm honest, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm honest.
This my daughter, Yomi. Hey, man, do you have the first day you met let's say, what's the first day you met Hove?
I met him in Mossy Projects. Jazzo brought me to the projects to meet him properly because I had heard him on songs that on one song at Fresh Gordon's house. Fresh Gordon was producing Jazzo, and they were super tight, and I was tight with Fresh Gordon too. So when I heard this, I was like, "Who is this dude?" And he took me to the projects to meet him, and I thought he was special from the day that I met him. I knew I wasn't wrong.
Yeah. What about Big?
Shucks, I met Big through. I would have to say might have been the earliest, and this was before record deals. Yeah, and I knew Big when he went up to stretching Bobito. Like that was like way before record deals and anything like that. And he killed it, and nobody really peeped it. It was almost like a slow night at Stretching Bobito. Like he murdered shit, and like damn near no one had a cassette of it. And I think the only person who had a cassette was 50 grand.
50 grand. Hey,
yeah,
man,
he had the cassette.
This might cut you off because you know how they do that hour-long Instagram?
Yes, sir.
We started at 7, but man,
I really hope it doesn't.
It may do it.
Just call me back.
Other than Lady London,
just call me back.
Okay, I'll hit you back. Other than Lady London, are there other artists out right now that give you that kind of feeling you got when you first met Big and Jay?
Nah. It's you know why? Because I'm really, 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 really tough on bars. Like, and you gotta have bars. And she has bars. She got bars. And she has style. And she has swag. She's special. And you know, she you know, let's see what happens. I hope it happens properly for her, but she's dope. The only other guys that I listen to and I feel like, nah, these dudes are crazy is Benny and Conway. Those dudes are
Benny the Butcher, the Griselda team.
Yeah. That team is nutty. You know what I'm saying? Like Westside Gunn is the what's the word? He would be the charismatic, but then these two guys are like the bar smiths. You know what I'm saying? I think like Westside Gunn is like the star power, but these guys are the muscle behind the star power. And when I'm only talking about new guys, and they're new, they would be fairly new to everyone. I've known about them for years, but they're fairly new to everybody. But you know, I could start talking about guys who are already around. You know, like Pusha, he's ignorance to me. You know what I'm saying? Fab is ignorance to me. Jade is ignorance to me. You know what I'm saying? There's dudes out there that I really think their bars are just ridiculous. And that's what I really like. Dudes who could really, really, really rhyme. I like MCs more than I like rappers.
Okay, so where would Yomi's a big we hear a lot of
Do not expose me right now. Do not.
Okay.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Last time I saw you was at the Barclays Center.
Wow. Oh, no, I remember that.
Uncle Clark remembers.
No, I don't know what it is. Like, my memory is trash. He remembers everything. You remember everything. Like, it's so impressive. No, I remember.
As we get older, our brains work better.
I hope that happens for me.
We're holding on. We're trying to hold on to memories. So,
oh yeah, for sure.
She's incredible. We got a playlist called Calloway Curated. She and I do, but Kiyomi's a music, like our house start playing music at 6 a.m.
Yeah, but I would say like I just like the music I like. Like you guys have good taste. I just like the music I like. You know.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I should have mentioned. I really, really like Oswin Benjamin.
Oswin Benjamin, yes.
That boy gets busy. And Sway, you know I was on Oswin early.
Yes.
Like early.
Yeah.
Shit, I met him damn near at a talent show.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard Dane Jordan? Jazzy's MC? Jazzy Jeff's MC?
Dane Jordan?
Dane Jordan.
Dane Jordan?
Dane Jordan.
D-A-N-E Jordan?
D-A-Y-N-E Jordan. That's Jazzy Jeff's MC. He raps too. He raps.
That's the next one. I need to know that.
Yeah, I'm saying like you need to hear him. Like he could rap. Like him, Oswin, lady. Yeah, right. Those are like the new ones who might not have reached that moment that are special.
Hold on, we're gonna pull it up right now. While I got you, man, we always talk about hottest like top MCs list. What's your top 3 favorite sneakers?
Ooh.
Oh wow. White and white Air Force Ones are my favorite sneakers ever.
Okay.
After that, it's a toss up. It might be red and white Air Max ones, and then behind that it might be Jordan 3s and Jordan 11s. You know, there might be a tie at 3 right there because those are like murderous sneakers.
Are you into the Yeezys, that line, or some of the newer lines?
I like some of the Yeezys. I do. I like his new basketball shoe. I think it's fire.
What about Fenty Pumas?
Well, I'm not wearing women's sneakers.
I'm joking.
But I do think they really look good on women.
Okay. And then as far as production, Clark, what I mean, have you been doing anything lately?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I just rebuilt my studio because I had all of this time now. So I just rebuilt my studio. I'm almost finished all the wiring, and it's problems right now. You forget it.
That's
I don't know. They shouldn't have gave us time off where I couldn't go places and travel DJing, and now I have to be stuck in the crib and that machine. And I got all my machines. So
what you working with?
SB1200. That's the first. That's where I started. I start everything from SB1200. Then everything gets built into it.
If you watched Wu-Tang Clan Saga, you know King Tech was one of the music supervisors. So in episode 8, when it got RZA, Davies playing Method Man, and I want to say one of the songs they were working on, that SB1200 was King Tech's SB1200. That's actually
tell him he should just let it fly. Send it to Brooklyn. I mean, send it to me. Send it to
you.
Yeah, okay. and I'll make some stuff on it just for prosperity and send it back in like 4 years.
Ooh.
The Brotherhood of the Traveling.
And yeah, the Brotherhood of the Traveling SB1200, and then I'll in the credits I'll say produced on SB1200 on Sway's. On Tech's SB1200.
That'd be dope.
You should actually.
He ain't gonna use it.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then since you back, since you built the studio, so man, you gonna do something with Oz? With Oz?
Oh no, absolutely no. I promised him when I first heard him, I got him. I just don't want to waste the moment. I want to make something that is special, and I want to feel like it's special, so that when I pass off, it makes good sense.
One of my favorite stories is when you told me about Jay-Z and Biggie being in the studio for Brooklyn's Finest.
Yeah. But here's the reason why we didn't. It's where we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know. See, the reason why kids take so many pictures now is because for some dumb reason they actually believe they're making history. No one knows when they're making history. It just happens. So that moment, it wasn't about taking pictures because they didn't even know each other. So the question was, will they be cool when they meet each other? Not will we take a picture? And nobody's in the hype back then. Nobody's doing it for the gram. We're doing it because I thought these two guys should make records together. I thought the record should be made. You know what I'm saying? And there's no picture to be taken at that. The question is, will they like each other enough to actually rap? See, now a guy could send somebody a verse, send him a $10,000 check, and then he has a verse from the guy on his song. That shit didn't happen like that back in the days. You had to actually go, I respect this dude's talent, because there was no money passed. There was no money passed for the song. It was, y'all want to be on that beat, Clark? Oh, this beat's not for you. The beat is for Jay. Oh, I need to be on that beat. Wait downstairs. You think you could tell an artist now to wait downstairs and he's gonna wait?
Wow. And he waited?
Yeah, he waited. He sat down in the car and rolled some weed and just waited.
When you told Jay that Big wanted to jump on it, what did he say initially?
I didn't even tell him. I was just like, I let him record the whole song, and then I said, yo, we should put Biggie on the song. And he was like, well, I don't know the nigga. Dame was like, nah, fuck that, because we ain't giving Puff no money. And then he was like, Jay was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you just going, you know? And I was like, okay, I got to go to the bathroom. I went downstairs. I brought him back up and was like, yo, it was really good. And I swear to God, the exact words were, Clark, you a funny nigga. and literally, they didn't even say hello. They just started laughing. Like Jay and Big just started laughing like they knew each other forever. It's almost like the talent and the respect that they have for each other in the moment didn't need words. So he played the song, and then Jay goes in the booth. Jay says, you want to fuck with it? And Big says, hell yeah, because he wanted the shit anyway.
Yeah.
Jay goes in the booth. He sits there for 20 minutes. The beat is playing. Jay starts mumbling. He goes in the booth and does all new verses.
Oh
and then comes out and goes, you ready? And Big was like, yo, what the fuck just happened? And I was like, I told you he don't write no raps. He thinks of them and he does it. And he was like, no pen. I was like, I told you. And you have to understand, I was on tour with Big, and I'm telling him about him. I'm like, dog, he don't write raps down. Listen, I've seen a Jay-Z rhyme book. I never saw him write in the rhyme book. The rhyme book was older than our relationship.
Wow.
He never used the rhyme book. He never used rhymes out of the rhyme book since we started making records. Since I started working with him, he never used rhymes out of that book.
What was your first record you made with him?
It was it was called Spark with Clark.
Spark with Clark?
Yes.
How did it go?
No, well, it wasn't about how to go. I think it was more of a respect thing. I don't know how it happened. He just was like, yeah, let's do this. And he wrote a rhyme about me. And me and him working together, and he was just popping shit. But then the hook was a spark with Clark, make a dent with Kent, and then scratches in it and all that. But we did so many songs like that to get us to do songs like Gotta Reach the Top, 95 South, the songs that became what you see as Reasonable Doubt. So if we don't do all of those songs, if I don't say, here, rhyme on this remix, if I don't say, here, write these rhymes for these girls, if I don't say these things, like, we don't figure out how we get to 95 South was the record that started the turn. And then we remixed 95 South and made it over again, and it was crazy. So, like, imagine being around a bunch of guys who don't believe because they think all he does is rap fast. And I'm like, no, this guy is some other shit. And then the other shit starts to happen. And,
Let me say this. It's a lot of MCs that are asking me, can they rap? Any MC in bedroom bars right now that's pressing us about a request,
you better just listen.
You need to listen to these stories that this man is telling you. Because none of the MCs he's talking about, you can rap better than. So listen to what he's telling you, because these stories are going to make you a greater artist. Benjamin Dallas, we could come back and do it Friday. Don't worry, we do bedroom bars every Tuesday and Friday, but you don't get these stories. Hey, Clark, hey, where's the original version, the original verses to Brooklyn's Finest? Did y'all erase it?
Not it. It's crazy because they didn't get erased, but the tape is gone. That the master tape for Brooklyn's Finest is gone. We can't find it.
What do you mean gone? Where'd it go?
Great question.
Yo, it's
great
it's
question.
Like in someone's closet.
And I really wish I had it.
Damn. Clark Kennedy said, Kenny Smith is in here. What up, Kenny?
That's my brother. Kenny Smith is my brother.
Yeah.
When we get to go back outside, me and Kenny Smith gonna do a party. Why not?
Okay, y'all do that party. I'm coming to. Me and Yomi at that party. Okay.
I'll eat the food.
Yeah, well, she grown now. She grown now, so she can go to the parties.
Hey, yeah, she's old enough, man. Like,
Yeah, I know she's old enough.
Hey, but you know the beautiful thing, we go to parties together. This is my beautiful, amazing daughter.
Yeah, we went to a club in Minneapolis. I stood there in the corner, did not move. I was so terrified to do anything with
Why?
Have you seen him when it's me and him and guys come? It's like, Lord, World War III.
It's the same way with my daughter.
Yeah.
You gotta come with it. If they gonna approach me, they gotta, man, come on, man. This royalty. You can't come half-ass.
Exactly.
Hey, so let me ask you this. So there are artists like I'm a fan of Lil Wayne. You know, I love his output. I love his work ethic. And I like the radio show he's doing now. And he's a dude who doesn't write. What are your thoughts on Lil Wayne?
He's cool.
Okay.
He's cool. I respect him. I think he's made a lot of records, and I'm cool.
Okay. Let me throw.
Why'd you ask me that?
Why are you throwing these names?
I'm just chopping it up because we never talked about it. We having a
call each other later to ask you specific.
You know, like we've been around for decades, and so like my standards are pretty damn high, but a lot of times, because of my role and position, I'm a little more lenient now than I was when me and King Tech was coming up. You know what I mean? And it's certain artists that were coming, like, say, for example, Wayne, when he started coming up, it was when he made Go DJ is when I really caught on to him and was like, okay, this kid can really, I can see him excelling and elevating even more. I heard all the early on records, but when he made that song, there's something about that song that made me go, man, let me really listen to this dude lyrically. And then sometimes I miss the boat on some of these MCs that people be thinking is dope. And I be like, he all right. But
you might not be wrong.
Okay. I might not be wrong. Speak on that.
I'm saying you just might not be wrong. Like, I look at things and I think people are they look at things the wrong way. Like, when you look at an MC, you're looking at the bars. These people are looking at, oh my God, he's got 20 albums. He's got 50 mixtapes. Like, that don't mean you got bars. Like, if you say 1 million rhymes, 10,000 should be good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that don't mean that you super nice because you had 10,000 out of 1 million bars. That means you got lucky on some. And just because you got a bunch of records don't make you a dope MC. That makes you a rapper.
But Lil Wayne is a dope MC.
Oh, he's a dope. I think he's a dope rapper.
Yeah. I just want it so nothing gets murky.
Oh man, no, we respect.
No. I think he's definitely a very, very good rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think sorry, no. I was just gonna say I feel like what he's saying, it's all about perspective.
Wait. You know what? I think people are reading into what I said, like I was talking about Wayne, and that's not who I was talking about. I was just talking about MCs in general, because I'm looking at these comments and they think I'm hating on Wayne. Like, what are you talking about? I like
that's
Wayne.
Why I wanted to clarify.
Yeah. So
everybody in the timeline, this is Sway, Clark Kent, and Yomi, man. We ain't on that troll shit, none of that. We're having a real He's not talking about Wayne. He's giving you game in general on MC.
Yeah.
The difference between rappers and MCs.
And the thing is, you gotta be careful in these moments, because people think, like, if we just was speaking about Wayne, if you make another comment, that's definitely directly at Wayne, and it's because they're not hearing the context in which we're speaking properly. Because all they want to do is grab something and say he's talking shit. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, I'm not talking shit. Like, bars matter. Real bars matter. And I've been saying that since before there was social media. I don't want to work with dudes who don't really know how to rap. I want dudes who got bars. Because I care so much about this thing, this culture, that I want the things that are within the culture to be amazing, because it raised me. It kept me alive. You know what I'm saying? Like I DJ, dog, and I can take care of my family. I make beats, and people can make records to them, and I've done some things within this culture that has, like, come on, it's saving lives. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dead. I'm not in jail. Like, it's so many other paths that we could have taken, but this culture, the way that we grew up, this way of life that we grew up in saves us. So I care that it's good. I care that it's right. I care that it's done properly. I care that, moving forward, we got people we can look at and go, yes, they're doing something right. J. Cole, thank you for doing it right. Kendrick Lamar, thank you for doing it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Travis Scott, man. Come on, man. I was telling people about Travis Scott 8 years ago, and people thought I was crazy. But I'm telling you, I knew the guy was right. I care about this thing so much. I want real talent to be getting their spots. You know what I'm saying? I want the real talent to get their spots. Not guys who just want to rap because they see that you can get a chain if you get a record that jumps off. Having a great record doesn't make you a great MC. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's deal with the craft. If we had a council of people who decided whether you should be rapping or not, we'd be at 30% of what you hear. Because we would have got rid of a lot of motherfuckers who just can't rap. Not to say that they didn't make a song that's doing something great. It's just, hey.
Yeah, man. Ski Beats is in here. Rocket Block.
That's my brother. Ski Beats is my brother. I met Ski Beats when I was on tour with Dana Dane. He's been my boy since I was on tour with Dana Dane. This is mid-'80s. And I promised him, if he comes to New York, I'll give him a record deal. He came to New York, I gave him a record deal. This is not a lie.
Wow.
I want to hear another Hope story.
You want to hear another Hope story? Yeah. She want to hear another Jay story, man.
I don't know. Like, you ask me a question, I'll try to answer it probably.
He has to ask. I'm bad at asking questions.
Yeah, you just threw me off right there. I had Jazzo.
Wait, I'm gonna give you. Okay, go ahead. If you go that Jazzo, now hold on. No, I want to know what you're gonna ask me when it comes to Jazzo.
No, I wasn't. You know what I do, Clark? Like, there's a lot of shit I can't ask, but I like to keep the vibration high. That's why I didn't like when people was responding to that Wayne thing the wrong way. We love Wayne. We think this dude is incredible.
Right. I do. And his output is crazy.
And his output is incredible, and I want him to know it. But Jazzo came on the show, and we really had a chance to dissect their past between him and Jay. I didn't focus on what everybody likes to go to is the trash talking and the beef records and all of that, and they missing the glory of the whole story and the whole journey. And one of the things I find fascinating about Jay is how he was able to become this business mogul at utilizing the rap game and understanding how marketing exposure could also open other doors. Did y'all see that? Did you see that part, or was it just the booth?
I saw it. I saw it clearly because of the way he hustled. He understood that, the street game is damn near the rap game. The way it works is the same thing.
Cool G Mills.
You're gonna have customers if you got the good work.
Okay, so you was about to tell us a story. What was you gonna say?
One day, I don't know what made me ask, but me and Jay were coming from the city, and we were on Flatbush Avenue right as it was about to pass Atlantic, and we were talking about A+ from Rex and Effect and how dope he was, because we thought A+ was dope, and I'm talking about Akil from Rex and Effects. He was dope. So one day he just goes, I say, yo, how the hell do you get the rhymes without writing them down? And he said something that sounded crazy to me. And I was just like, he said, I remember rhymes by the rhythms that I think of them. So he's not actually remembering the words. He's remembering the rhythm. So you can't, the funny part is it made great sense to me because if you think about the first thing that kids learn for real is their alphabet and they learn it in a sing-songy rhythm. So you can't forget it. But when you say it and we talking about rap, it's like, dog, the shit that you saying this shit with crazy rhythms. He was like, I get the rhythms from drum rolls. I was like, what? He was like, listen to a song and listen to the drum roll. The drum roll might be da 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 da, and he'll say it, and I'll be like, get the fuck out of here. When he said that shit, I was like, yeah, he's the wildest. That's it. Nobody could tell me nothing about my boy.
Wow. Prayer, I see you, the real prayer in here. Shout out to Busta Rhymes. Shout out to Amadeus. Shout out to Sadat X, Cool G Mims.
Yeah, shout out to all of these brothers.
My sister Regina Enzio Khalifa. Go ahead.
Who taught you to wire studios? Like, how did you learn that? You said you're gonna wire. You're wiring your own studio, right?
Yeah. When you're a DJ, you were wiring your equipment all your life. So now you're getting more equipment. The equipment, the wiring is basically, part two to wiring DJ equipment. As long as you understand where things go and how things should be, connected, it's not that confusing. It's just tedious, and god damn it, I hate doing it. but can't have nobody in your house, so you can't say, yo, come wire my studio, so you got to do it yourself.
He said it's so easy. Like, I know you're saying it's easy, but it's not.
No, it would not be if you've never wired DJ equipment or things that have to that take audio. I would say this now. If you're building a studio now, it's way simpler because you don't need the amount of equipment that I have. You don't need all the drum machines. Most people don't even necessarily care to use a drum machine. They'll use a keyboard or they'll use the keyboard on their computer to make beats. No shade. Do what you want to do, but that's a USB coming out to a digital audio workstation. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's simple. It's one cable. But me, I got drum machines and they have to go into a board, and that board has to be routed into a bunch of other. There's got to be patch bays and all that.
Okay. Listen, I'm going back
also,
one more
can
time.
we just acknowledge the fact that Instagram hasn't cut us off?
Instagram hasn't cut us off. So
you ain't playing no music.
Huh?
You ain't playing no music.
Is that what it is? And Music Soul Child, forgive me. I've had him pinned for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yo, Music Soul Child is amazing.
Talk about that. I mean, that neo soul, that whole.
I'm not trying to give it a name. I'm telling you, he's amazing. I always thought he made great records.
Mm-hmm. Who are some other producers, like your favorite producers? Like, I just saw somebody mention Jay Dilla or
Jay Dilla's dope. To me, the best hip hop producer ever is DJ Premier. I'm like, it don't even take me a second to tell you that he is the best boom bap producer ever. To me, like, in the last, since the 90s, if you ask me who was the best producer, period, I'd probably say Pharrell. But if I'm talking about rap and hip hop, boom bap music, nobody touches Premier.
Did you watch the Versus with RZA?
Yes, I did.
Is that something you would do, Versus?
Nah, I don't think I have enough catalog. I may have done a lot of records, but I don't think I have enough catalog. Plus, I'm just watching, man. I'm just watching. Like, because records that I've made are all over the place. I've made rock records, and then, like, I've made hip hop records, I've made R&B records, I've made soul records, I've made house records. Like, I'd be all over the place. So it's like, it wouldn't even make sense. And then it'll be records that too many people would be like, what is he playing? But real deal, if you do the knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Like, I produced Mariah Carey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And be clear, wait, I want to say this though. I said Premier is to me the best hip hop producer. The best first hip hop producer is Marley Marl, because all of us come from Marley Marl.
Yeah.
And I was on his radio show, so I know Marley Marl from Queensbridge. I know him since I was a kid. He is the genesis of the way every dope hip hop producer produces, is because of Marley Marl. Marley is first. Him, then Herbie Lovebug.
Herbie Lovebug. So that you talk and play, salt and
Look,
pepper, all that.
I first touched the drum machine at Herbie Lovebug's studio.
Wow.
Not even at Marley's, and I used to be at Marley's crib, and I didn't touch his drum machine. But when I started working with Dana Dane, and we went to studio, and there was an SP12 there. That's the first machine that I ever touched, and it was because Herbie Lovebug said, "Go ahead, you can fuck with it." So I was like, "Really?" So I started messing with it, and sure enough, I was like, "Oh, this is it. This is what I want to do." And then he was the one who explained to me. One day he had a barbecue, and we all went to the crib. It's new crib, and it was a mansion. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, "Dog, how you get this?" And he was like, "Producing." And I was like, "What?" So I, for real, naive, like, "What is producing?" He said, "When you fuck with the drum machine, you make a beat." And I was like, "The shit oh, okay." And he said, "But the difference is you got to own it. You just can't do it and give it away. You got to own it. I own such and such. I own such a." He gave me in one hour conversation so much game that I walked away from everything and started making beats and was like DJing. And like maybe like 2 months later, I was working at a record company. I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to do that no more. I want to do this." I didn't stop DJing. I just was like, "Oh, the tours and all of that stuff was cool, but it didn't mean more to me than trying to make beats," because he actually let me make beats on his machine. I went out and bought equipment, everything. I was like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be different from here on out."
Wow! Shout out
Herbie
to Mark,
Lover.
the 45 King,
and hold on, Howie Hitman T.
Howie T.
Wow. Howie T. He's like the first Brooklyn legend. Like, we got Marley, he's the leader. Herbie Lovebug, both of them from Queens, but Brooklyn had Howie T. And you have to understand, that's around you. Like, Howie T is my man, and Herbie's my man, and Marley's my man, and that's around you. Like, you gotta pick up a drum machine. Like, I remember talking to Scratch, and he's everywhere DJing EPMD. I'm like, "Yo, get a drum machine. You gotta start producing." You get Scratch back on here, he's gonna tell you. I was in his face, like, "Get a drum machine. You gotta start producing. This is where it's at. That's where that paper is gonna change for you if you start producing." And sure enough, I swear to God, we're tight enough that maybe he heard me, because he went and got a drum machine and the beats was coming. And then Scratch turned into a different animal. That's a bad man right there.
People mentioning Sad G from Ultramagnetic MC.
Sad G was dope, super dope.
Sad G was dope. I used to love Mark, the 45 King beats.
Mark was dope. We all know Mark was dope.
Yeah, Large Professor.
LP, man. I'm studio with Paul C. At Powerhouse Studios.
Rest in peace, Paul C.
Yes,
wow.
Rest in peace to Paul C.
Wait,
G Mims. That's G Mims. That's Red Alert son, G Mims?
That's Red Alert son.
That's the nephew. What's really good, nephew?
It's real DJ Kevy Kev.
I see Kevy Kev. Kevy Kev was in control. That's my boy. He was with us.
What did you think when you started hearing Dr. Dre on the West Coast?
I knew about that because I was already traveling. I was doing World on Wheels when I was 19 years old, and he was already out there with the Wrecking Crew. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he, like, I knew the DOC when he was Doc Trey, when he was down with the Feel Out Fresh crew in Texas, because I used to DJ at a place called City Lights Skating Rink. And DOC used to be there when he was down with the Feel Out Fresh crew. This is before he met Dr. Dre. So I was around for all of that stuff. And I'm gonna have to say, thanks to Dana Dane. We met me and him met at a talent show, and everything changed. I was everywhere after that. And I was already DJing all the clubs. It's just that when I met Dana Dane and we started doing shows together, like I started seeing the rest of the country and I started hearing all the other music and coming back going, yo, it's these kids in LA. Yo, it's these kids in Texas. Yo, you know what I'm saying? And kids in Miami, kids in Atlanta, you know.
And the rest is history. Dr. Dre, obviously for us, is he's that Marley Marl in a sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. What about DJ Quick though?
DJ Quick, come on, man. DJ Quick got the illest engineering ear in the game. Come on, man.
People mention the West. I'm mentioning DJ Quick. DJ Quick, that's another level, boy.
Das had beats.
Yes, he did. We're talking after DJ Quick.
Absolutely. Man, so when you listen, like, you know, one of the newer guys, I like Murder Beats. You know, I like what he does.
Yep.
I think that kid is versatile. I think that kid is dope. Who are some of those, Zaytoven, who's originally from the Bay, moved to Atlanta. Who are some of the newer cats that you listen to and go, okay, he got some Boy Wonder, all these different dudes?
I think a lot of those guys are very good. But I look for guys who got soul. I want to hear somebody who has some soul. So when I hear Derringer, like he's not scared to keep it gritty and soulful. Like I want to hear dudes who approach it with soul. So I mean, I can give you a whole bunch of dudes who I like, but they're not gonna be new dudes. You know what I'm saying? I could say No ID. I could say Tone. I could say Kanye. I could say again Primo. I could say, you know, Static Selector. Static Selector be having some shit. You know, I could say Scratch.
You love
you know
Static Select. He always is talking about Static.
But I'm saying I could say Scratch. I could say a bunch of dudes who have the feeling that the soul is the other part to me. I want to feel the soul of a track.
Alchemist, Hitmaker.
Alan the Chemist is crazy.
Salam Remy.
Like, well, come on.
Salam Remy.
Like Salam Remy, Just Blaze, Swiss Beats. Who else? Shucks, Kilo, Khan, a whole bunch. It's too many dudes who understand the soul. You know what I'm saying? Molly still goes wild with it. Like Molly still gets busy.
What about 40? 40 been real consistent over with the OVO.
Nah, yo, 40 has soul, yo. When I met 40, it was wild because Drake was like, yo, my producer really fucks with you. And I'm just like, what? And he was like, yeah. And we had I think it was a BMI Awards where Dr. Dre was winning an award for Lifetime Achievement. And I was DJing and I did a tribute to Dr. Dre, right? And we were backstage and he introduces me to 40 and 40 goes, yo, I have an SP1200 in the corner because of the remixes you were doing. And I was like, what? And he goes, listen to what I'm making. And you could see that they were influenced by some of those remixes. And I was just like, dog, like I couldn't even like put that together. And then he was like, I filter out so well. I look how many R&B records I use and just add beats to them. And I was like, oh shit. And I was very, very humbled by that. But he made me see, like, I was like, damn, well, and that's the first person who ever said I influenced them somehow when it came to some beats. I was like blown away. Because
he has his own signature sound. That's what I love about it, man. Like certain people, that's why we love Primo. That's why we like Swiss. You know, man. Folks, you know what I mean? They got their own signature sound, and that's hip hop. That's culture. You know, when you innovate your own, we got our own shit. You know, so you gotta get. Daughter, what do you think of your uncle? You know?
No, I just love these stories.
Oh, here we go.
I feel like this is what I live for. I think there's, I don't know, now working at a corporation, we need more stories like this to remind people of like what you're doing it for, and like why you're writing out those contracts or things like that.
I think more than the stories, we need a way for the younger ones. We need to cultivate hip hop properly. We, as in older guys, don't cultivate it properly. If we cultivate it properly, then the kid who's coming up can look at it and go, I got to treat it better. You know what I'm saying? I got to treat it better.
Ferrari.
If you're not getting, most old guys look at the shit and go, yeah, fuck these young boys. I'm like, no, embrace them young boys. Because when we were young boys, the older guys were going, fuck us. And then we looked at the older guys and was like, fuck them. And then we ran. And now look at the gang. But there's so many of them that you can look back and they're disgruntled because we left them. But we left them because you were going, fuck y'all. Like, I know so many parents that looked at what we were doing like we were crazy. So and so they don't relate. So now you got a daughter who you can relate to everything she's talking about because you cared. Because the thing that she grew up in, you own it. You know what I'm saying? You are an owner of hip hop. You are a true owner in hip hop. I'm an owner. Like if I'm an owner and I don't take care of the thing that's mine, then I'm wrong. So when I say I want better rappers, I want better beats, I want better songs, I want better music, it's because I care about it. I own it, so I want it to be better. So the thing is, I'm not going to look at the young boy and go, yo, Duke, your shit is terrible. I'm going to say, hey, man, this is how we make it better. I want you to, like, every time I meet a new artist, the first thing I ask them is, have you heard Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted? Because if you haven't, then you got some learning to do. You got to learn. You got to know what Run DMC's first album sounds like, feels like. You ain't got to make the record. You know so that you can appreciate better, so that you can approach it better. You know, there's a reason why Run DMC were the first superstars, because of what they did. How you going to be a superstar if you don't understand the superstars? So get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like treat the thing like it's special, man. Treat the thing like it's a privilege to be able to make some records. You gotta care about it, man.
You gotta care about it. Clark, man, we were just calling to say hi, but man, God bless you, brother.
I'm surprised that you called me out of nowhere. That's why I'm bugging out right now.
You know we had to.
I was just watching.
We're gonna have to talk off.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have to pick this up another time. You know, let's keep going.
Wait, hold on, no. Hold on. Best scratch story.
Okay, yeah.
Best scratch story. We were training in my basement for the new music seminar battle that he was gonna be in. And they really didn't understand he was my brother. So I'm like, my brother, he's the best. I'm walking into the battle and I'm hosting the battle because I worked for the music seminar. And I shouldn't have done it, but I did it anyway. Like before the battle started, I got on the mic. I was like, my brother DJ Scratch is in the battle and he's going to win. Everybody was like, did he just do that shit? Did you just tell everybody that somebody's going to win? And like, who the fuck is this dude? Scratch went on to murder everybody. He was the greatest. And he's been that level since then.
I remember that year. Because we the Bay, we got our legends that come out of the Bay. But Scratch,
yeah, for sure.
You know, this is an interesting thing. You, Scratch, Marley Marl. You know, me and King Tech did a simulcast with Marley Marl back in the day where we were broadcasting from 92.3 The Beat, and he was broadcasting from the station out here that he was on. This was way before anybody even knew the technology to do it, and we was having battles. This was like early 90s, and we were having battles in a simulcast. You know what I mean? You know, on LA's radio station and here in New York. And back then we were like, these are the dudes who let us know that what we were doing was okay. You know, you needed affirmation back then. You know, we just had this vision and this dream, and it was based on that, you know, the DJ Scratches, based on the Clark Kents, based on the Marley Marls, based on the Mark the 45 Kings, all these Grandmaster Flash, all of these different things we all came up with, you know. And so for us, when you mention these names, not only are we owners, but we're still fans. So I'm smiling.
That too. Like, I named the kids that are that could, Travis Scott could be my son.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like a super fan of Travis Scott. He could be my son. But all I care about is, are you treating it right? Do you care? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, care about the shit, man. Because if you don't, this shit's gonna go away, babe.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be fucked over.
Yeah. Yeah. Clark Kent, man, I love you, brother. I love you, man.
Good to see you both.
Thank you, man.
Y'all stay well.
Make me cry.
Yo, stay home. Stay home.
Oh,
please,
yeah, we're not
please.
leaving.
Yo, you listen, y'all are essential. Stay home.
Yeah, we're not going nowhere.
I haven't even stepped outside.
Good, smart girl. Smart girl.
She hasn't been out the house in 6, 7, 8 weeks.
I know.
Good girl. Good girl. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I do. You know, hey, but I love you, bro.
I love you too. I love you too. Okay. I love the both of y'all. Be safe.
All right, take care, man. Clark Kent,
God bless.
Man. Gotta love it. Bedroom bars.